Hey there everyone! Welcome back to another exciting video for the Shibarium community and its partners. I'm Seizan Shib, and my mission is to spread knowledge and positivity within the Shibarium ecosystem. This video is the 24th of all X-Space Weekly DAO Update series. This X-Space was held July 4th, 2024.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another KNINE Finance Weekly DAO Update Spaces, number 24, and it's an Independence Day special. It's eagle sound screeching here and fireworks. Let's go! Thanks for pulling up on a special holiday, at least here in the United States. It's a holiday, and you are still here at our weekly update spaces, which I don't know what that says about you. I'm pretty much into being consistent as I can, so I'm here hopefully to provide the show to you guys. We'll see who's going to pull up with us now. I am not KNINE Finance. Brief reminder. Just a dude up here. I'm Pulse Digital, guys that's in the community. I'm just up here driving the KNINE account. So anything that gets set up here is just me waving the flag. They're lucky. I'm lucky enough for them to let me do this up here. So all my opinions are that of my own. Now, we'll see who fills in the spaces. As I said, it's 4th of July. So we've got some people that are going to be here. Others that I've got notifications from that have other things going on. Hot barbecues and cold beers, from what I understand, depending on where you may be. Now, I do know that 2% made it in here because I spoke to him earlier. Matt, thanks for swinging by, man. How are you?
Glad. Happy to be here. Thanks for allowing me to join you guys on this awesome 4th of July.
Yeah, appreciate you pulling up, man. It's good to see you here. Seizan is here, coming in, talking about YouTube with us today. Seizan, how are you?
Pretty good. I'm going to vent a little bit just for 2 seconds because I was going to buy some KNINE today, and then of course you have my bank, stop my bank account, and finally then they released it, and then the revolt stopped the payment. So yeah, the normal thing.
Nothing worse than someone telling you can't have access to your own money. That's the kind of thing that started crypto in the first place, right? That is a terrible thing. I actually remember the first time that happened to me with Coinbase. So I think everyone's been through that at some point. We're going to it looks like Buzz is coming up here in a speaker spot. Let me get him approved. I think the internet brought him back down once. We'll get him up here. Crimson's rolling through. We'll approve that one too. Remember, guys, if you come up and you want to, you can also pin a post if you've got something that you're going to be talking about later. Seizan, if you've got something that you can link to up there for everybody, it'd be great. We can look at it when we get a chance later. Crimson, are you up there? I see you are in the spot. How are you?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. We're going to get, looks like Buzz might have got up here this time. Buzz, I see you as a speaker now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm up this time. I got up a few times, but I just couldn't hear any of the other speakers when I was getting up, so I just had to keep rejoining.
Dude, it's been a weird week on X. I've had my own problems, even in a space earlier today. It's buggy. So remember, guys, fight the system. If you have to cycle down, come back up. If the audio is weird, it happens. Hero is up here. Hero, microphone check. How are you?
Hey, check. Happy 4th, everyone.
Loud and clear, man. Thank you. Thank you for pulling up. Glad for you to be here. We're going to talk about some roundtable updates, so I'm glad to have you here too. We're going to get into a bunch of updates. Like I said, it is a holiday edition of the show. So what we're going to do is we're going to speed run through everything because I don't want to keep everybody here any longer than they need to be, because I don't want to assume that you're all here just to hang out on the internet with me and the boys. But we want to get it on paper. We want to make sure that we're consistent with what we do. Like I said, number 24 today. So without further ado, as I always do, I'm going to hand it right off to Buzz so he can just let us know what he's been up to since the last time we saw you, because it is Q3 in this edition of our show, is it not?
Yeah, 100%. First DAO meeting or DAO spaces in Q3. I'd say that the bulk of the work since last week has really been getting off all of the contracts that are on PuppyNet to the auditors. So yesterday, our auditors have started to audit everything that's on PuppyNet in regards to the KNINE product end to end. So it's all in the hands of the auditors right now. And while they're doing that, the audit proposal that they gave us was it'll take them about 10 to 13 days to complete the audit, just given the vast number of contracts that are included in the audit. We're getting the front end up so that anyone in the community can test it. So that's the bulk of what we're working on. And I know Shima's here today, but he can't speak today, but he's pretty close to having our validator live on mainnet as well. So the validator's syncing and doing well there. And the KNINE token is live on Shibarium, but we're just waiting for the Shib team to add us to the official bridge, which many of you may have seen in the Shib magazine. So there's a ton moving in the background, and I really love these moments as a DAO for us, because it's like kind of the calm before the storm, right? We were kind of talking as a internal group the other day just about the number of things that are piling up on our marketing calendar that's going to be coming in the future, just due to all the development being done and some proposals coming in and some of the integrations we'll be doing with the Shib team. It's some things are getting pushed down on the marketing calendar, but that just means it's going to be pretty explosive when all of those announcements come out, and just a flurry of news for people to be satiated with.
The two questions I wrote down as you were going through that, you said there are the vast number of contracts that were being audited, because it's not just one token that's being audited. There's multiple contracts for multiple tokens. What are we speaking about? Because let's not assume everyone's read everything. You've got multiple token audits going on?
Yeah, they're not token audits. So they're smart contract audits for the entire KNINE product. So yes, there are token audits in there. So there's the KNINE token on Shibarium was already audited. There's the escrow KNINE token, which is in and of itself a token, but acts very similarly. That is included in the audit as well. But the bulk of the work of what the auditors will be doing is auditing the liquid staking element of KNINE, auditing the bridge that's integrated directly into the product, auditing what we call real yield staking, so people staking their KNINE, auditing the vesting that's included in the farming product of KNINE as well. So basically, all of the videos that we've been putting out throughout Q2 and these sneak peeks that people have been able to see with the product, that all now gets sent to the auditor, where they look at it first on a smart contract level and see, okay, the back end, these smart contracts, everything that's operating these actions is going to be safe for a user. And then the next step for them is to do more sort of like penetration testing with the front end, the back end, make sure that all of those pieces are speaking correctly with the smart contracts and that the users aren't going to have any issues. So it's a very involved process that'll happen over the course of the next 2 weeks. And we've generally been very successful on all of our audits in the past, so we don't expect too many hiccups coming back there. But it's just best practice to get all of this stuff done. But it is a very, very extensive audit just due to the size of the KNINE product and how many things it touches within the Shib and Shibarium ecosystem.
And the second thing I wrote down is you mentioned that the validator would be potentially coming online and live soon. My question would be, what does that look like? So let's assume that somebody here hasn't ever staked for Shib before, they haven't staked in a validator before. What is that going to look like? Not to say specifically in this case, but what does validating or what does staking for a validator look like? Is there a place we go? Is there a thing we're connecting to? What's it going to be?
Yeah, I'm already kind of regretting giving that piece of alpha, because I can just picture the number of wins coming after this. But what that does look like is when the KNINE validator is live on mainnet, people would be able to delegate their bone to the validator, and the validator would start earning bone from validating blocks and participating in the what's an easier way to put this? Just like the management of the Shibarium chain to make sure that all transactions are valid and that it's operating as it's intended to. So that the validator is kind of like a police officer of the chain, make sure that everyone's abiding by the rules and doing the right things and transactions are all valid. So KNINE would be participating in that. But as a user, you would be able to delegate Bone to the validator, but the validator will be live on mainnet prior to the full liquid staking product being live. So if you did just want to use the liquid staking product, we'll certainly be putting out the proper instructions so that you understand that when our validator is live on mainnet at first, it will not be integrated with the liquid staking product, but it will be eventually. So we'll certainly put out proper communication on that and just maybe ease up on the when-when-whens because we don't have
there's no easing up. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No easing up. If I remember correctly, the difference here is the validator for Shibarium. If we're number 13, aren't we? Because I remember for some reason I like the number 13. We're the 13th validator. So we are one of 13 validators, but we're going to be the best validator, and that's because we're all going to participate in the staking. But that's different than the DApp, and I'm glad you pointed that out. Now, if people want to participate in this, they have to have Bone, which is what you also said, right? So they would, if they don't already hold Bone. If they wanted to participate, they would need to get the standard Bone token on the Ethereum chain, right? And then that's what they would be staking with the validator?
Yeah, exactly. All validation on Shibarium, all delegation on Shibarium happens with Bone. So if someone wanted to participate in that, they would need Ethereum Bone. Same thing, you're going to need to use the KNINE product, and that is because that's how Shibarium operates. And when you're using the KNINE product, when it's live, you'll get some of the same sort of returns from what you would typically get from delegating to a validator right now, but you get the added benefit of the KNINE product and the liquid staking. You get your liquid staking derivative in return. You're able to stake that, leverage it for more earnings, and kind of all of those great benefits that we've been talking about. But it's very soon. There's going to be a major announcement happening at ETH Toronto. Team's really gearing up for that. Anybody who is planning on going to ETH Toronto, any of our whales or any of our community who we've been able to proudly give tickets out to for free as being part of the KNINE community. I know Turtle just designed some hats. So not only do we have hoodies going on right now for all of our whales, but we're also going to have some hats at ETH Toronto as well. And I think next week on Monday, are going to have a meeting with the ETH Toronto team to figure out the exact details of our hackathon presence as well.
Hats sound nice. Make sure you guys are all in touch with them about getting some. Everybody loves merch, man. These things go down like crazy. Everybody's going to be grabbing hats and shirts and stuff. People will do crazy things for the smallest amounts of merch. I asked the two right questions. I appreciate you clearing it up. The two options that people would have would be the validator or the KNINE product. But for now, that validator is live soon. According to Buzz, you heard it here first in Spaces. Let the winds rain down from the heavens upon Buzz. RIP to you, good sir, for having left.
Yeah, I certainly love people's excitement of when the product's going to launch, but I'm sure people have started to notice in the community or even on my X account that like whenever someone is asking me when, I am getting a little bit sassy of we'll look at our roadmap.
Hey, welcome to it, man.
And read the roadmap. I think I was very amicable to it maybe the past few months, but now the wins are getting quite old. And the answer to the when is when we announce it. And we're always on time, we're always delivering, and just reference the roadmap, and the product will launch this quarter. That's on our roadmap, and the only sneak peek we have to that is we will have a major announcement at ETH Toronto, which is in this quarter, so people can draw their conclusions for that.
You tried to be the nice guy for so long, but in crypto, if you live long enough as the hero, you'll see yourself become the villain. You'll see why people get snappy and sassy with that stuff, because you just get to a point, man. I think you're doing great. I think we all think you're doing great. Funk, let's pivot to you because I haven't even heard your microphone. How's your microphone? How are you?
Hey, I'm pretty good, man. I apologize. 3 minutes late there. I was building this piece of furniture. My wife orders 72 parts and 40 steps, and I'm pretty bad at her. So I'm building that. But and then as my kids were dumping the part bags out on the ground, and I was scrambling. So apologies for my tardiness to this meeting, but regardless, hopefully my mic sounds okay.
Yeah, loud and clear, man. No worries about it. Good to have you here. You heard a lot of everything he had to say, and he sounds like he said the marketing pipeline is full. Do you feel that pressure?
It's funny you use the word pressure. No, it's everything's going really well, man. I'm really excited overall for everything that's to come in the marketing calendar. We've got lots of big initiatives. We've got kind of some other things that I know that there was I just want to address it really, really quick without, overstepping my boundaries. But, there was supposed to be a proposal going to the DAO, and we consulted legal on that. So don't worry about it for now. But there's some big things coming in the pipeline regardless surrounding that. That's going to be super bullish for KNINE. We just need to do it within the confines of legality and things like that. So apologies for people that were waiting for that DAO proposal that didn't come in. I did just want to address it really quick without going too much into it. But other than that, man, we got a lot of exciting things. Like Buzz said, when, the answer is ETH Toronto. That's when. And there's a solid date on there for that. So if you're looking for, a potential major catalyst for KNINE, for Bone, for Shib, there's going to be some news at ETH Toronto. People are excited about it. Shaitoshi's been hinting at it. People are kind of clamoring for the next big movement. And so it's going to be a big movement for Shib, but it's also going to be a big movement for KNINE as we release the actual product, Bone Crusher release date. And like you said, everyone's excited to use it. Also, the market conditions in general have been pretty unfavorable across all cryptocurrencies, but I'm really excited with how strong the KNINE token is holding up. I know it's not kosher to necessarily as kind of a councilman here talk about price and things like that, but guys, like we were down further like a week ago, right? And we're actually on an upward trajectory. We've been one of the only green tokens today, and that just shows how bullish people are. And for other people looking for dips, and of course not financial advice, Bone is definitely around, guys. It's cheaper than it's ever been, pretty much. I see the Bone account there throwing hundreds, and using that Bone, again, not financial advice, you can stake it in our delegator. And so the more that you have staked there, the more KNINE Bone you're going to get, the more trading power that you're going to have on Shibarium. So kind of just a call to action to that. Even though the market is bearish, we remain extremely, extremely bullish on everything else going on there. It's kind of going the way I like it, which is we're all gearing up towards a big moment. In crypto, it's all about big moments. It's all about big catalysts. It's all about a lot happening in a short amount of time, and hopefully rewarding those who wait and those who have diamond hands, because that's who what I'm passionate about is rewarding diamond hands in any project I'm involved in or working for in any capacity. So that's what we're gearing up for. I also am getting set up, and I'll just full disclosure, it's going to start probably the week of the 15th, but we're going to have a lot more community engagement coming up soon. We're going to do, I haven't even told the mods about this, but I'm roping them into it. Sorry, Crimson and everyone else. But we're doing week over week meme contests. We're doing week over week raids to certain social media groups to target our rating, to get the word out there at KNINE from the community. The most powerful branch of marketing is a community in any cryptocurrency. Yeah, you can pay one guy to go support your project, or you can have an army of thousands going out there and promoting the project, to work for their own bags. And you tell me which is more effective. What's been more effective for Shiba Inu? What's been more effective for Pepe or all the biggest meme coins out there? It's not necessarily, I paid for a call channel and I got like a medium level centralized exchange listing. It's the community coming together and going and spreading getting educated about the product, getting educated about the token, and then going out there and telling people about the good work that's being done here. So those are some of the general marketing updates for me. I've been taking count of social metrics. So week over week, we're kind of auditing, so to speak, every single social media account, what's going right, what's going wrong, not so to point fingers or even to celebrate people, but just to figure out what the best practices are to gain new followers on all those social media groups, including the international groups. We've been in a couple meetings looking for a little bit more marketing and almost like a little branch of our marketing division specifically devoted to international marketing. You can't underestimate how many people there are in the world. It's not all just English-speaking nations that have money and are interested in cryptocurrency, and particularly with Shiba Inu. They have a big Indian following. They have a big international following as well. And so there's still a lot of untapped market that we can go grab there. And for me, it's no stone left unturned, right? I want our Facebook to be getting more robust. The TikTok, both of those managers are doing fantastic. The X account, the Telegrams, every little bit kind of comes into play. And then, yeah, we'll hit those tier 1 exchanges. We'll hit those bigger catalysts. We'll hit, the bigger names like the Mario Nafals and things like that more intermittently, and those can definitely be signals to people. But in the meantime, we want all our T's crossed, all our I's dotted, and just working hard on the marketing. So thank you again to the mods as always. And thank you to the community for pushing K9 and being bullish on it and holding the floor. Good job, guys.
Can I ask you a follow-up question that I think maybe some of the listeners might find a little helpful? So this is old school rating stuff, because I know you built your back on X raids like a couple of people that we know. When you go to look for a post to reply to and you're trying to get out and talk about K9, what kind of post are you looking for? Because you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying, that you're not looking for the big name influencers. You're not looking to be in the Elon Musk because you disappear in those comments. You're looking for smaller comment sections to get noticed in. But what do you look for? And then when you find that place, what kind of comment are you writing, Funk?
Yeah, I mean, those are really good questions. To be honest with you, Buzz is really exceptional at doing this. He just does this on top of the development. I always log into the X account. I'm like, oh, he's made 2 or 3 posts since I've been gone, and he does it from his personal account and then reshares with K9. So I'm actually I do it as well. I generally, and I'll just make a quick answer to your question, so I'm not giving a politician non-answer. I definitely look for number of impressions, and then I just look for how many comments are there and the age of the comment, because if a post comes out and it's like 3 days old, well, no one's going to scroll through the 200, 300 messages of people trying to show their coins. But if something new comes out and you're fresh and you're early and you can get a solid rate on it, that's pretty solid. And then in addition to that, like you said, sometimes going for more medium grade things, like things that a lot of people that look at, but people other tokens don't necessarily think to go shill on, that can get you some eyes of people who don't normally frequent, these kind of like spam mainstream things, but rather like real holders or cryptocurrency enthusiasts or news followers. And then they see just K9 in there and it's professional and it's well done. I definitely think that's an element too, because with a lot of meme tokens, they just spam like Pepe next Moonfrog, go, and to be able to put something like, hey, we're the next liquidity staking derivative, check us out, that might encourage more business-minded people. So also looking at demographics to target that match the product that you're pushing.
Those are great answers. And the reason I ask is you never know who's out there for the first time trying to figure out how to raid on X or, add value by commenting. Sometimes we take it for granted if we've been around for a minute or two, that we might be doing things just kind of naturally or inherently in our stuff. So thank you, Funk, because I know those are cool tips. And guys, remember, you can tune into the VCs that Funk hosts in the chat along with Frank and everybody else and ask questions just like that, because Funk is going to have a lot of great answers. And in those settings, he's going to be able to give you the back and forth about what you might want and help you figure out how to better craft your posts. Why do we use hashtags? Which tags are more effective? There's a lot of really cool stuff to get into, like the little nuances of stuff. So thank you for allowing me to ask, Funk. That's good stuff. Seizan, do you want to talk about the YouTube channel? Because I know you're here for a short time and not for the whole time. Can you tell everybody what's going on?
I can. So I can start with why I started with the YouTube channel, because I've been a little bit streaming with the gaming and stuff, and then I've been asking myself, and usually I've been asking us to find what you can do, what we can do to help, to help the community, to help K9 grow further. So I just started with the thinking, what are we missing? And then people was asking a lot, how does this work? And so I figured to add some visuality, you could say, to the text. and try to simple it down to make it very short and understandable. That's what I'm trying to do. So people that will not normally read the whole light paper, they can just watch it on YouTube and have it like a podcast in the background.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, for those who maybe might not be familiar with some of what Seizan's been doing, but he's been putting like all of the content for KNINE onto YouTube and like a podcast format, and even all of the DAO update spaces, like what we're doing right now. He's been putting in a ton of effort into putting all of those on YouTube so that people can digest them afterwards, and it's been a huge ask from the community, and everyone should be so thankful for what Seizan's doing, because this long form content that we're doing every single week in these 1 hour DAO spaces, there's so much great info in them. And people like Seizan, and I know Crypto Queen as well, who's here, she made an amazing TikTok for us last week, taking out some of these quotes from what we're talking about in these DAO update spaces, and content like that coming from the community is just, it's unrivaled. It's you don't often find communities who come together as strongly as KNINE does, and I think we all just need to recognize how valuable people like Seizan, Crypto Queen, even Frank. There's too many people to mention who are doing such great content creation for the community like that, but I'm just very thankful about the amount of involvement that and time and effort and even educational learning that people are doing to really truly make their impact on the DAO, and content creation is so critical, and just want to really celebrate that.
And thanks for that, Buzz. I really appreciate it. And also, before I forget it, with the Funk said, with the marketing, I actually get some quite nice statistic that can be useful at a later time, because YouTube collect a lot of info from which country and how much time they watch and where they got into a YouTube channel, and I think that can be very useful.
That's actually really, really useful. And I don't know what, right now, I don't know how YouTube allows you to export that data. But if you get, let's see, you started uploading, it hasn't quite been a month. Once you get like the 30 and the 60-day trend data on that, if you can figure out a way to get that over to Funk and Buzz and all of us, I would love to see that myself. And that would allow for Funk and everybody else to more specifically target either on Facebook or on X, or just linguistically to target the countries that seem to be frequenting your channel. I would be curious. I have my own guesses already, just based on the community that I know that it exists here. I wonder where the views are coming from. And also, like you said, the stick rate. How long do they watch any given video, man? Thank you for thinking of the back end data. That's a great idea. See, this is awesome. This is what you get when you tell people that they can all figure out something they can contribute, and then you just let them run wild with what they want to do. Sometimes instead of telling people what to do, if you ask them what they want to do, you'd be surprised what people can do.
Is he gone for anyone else?
No, I can hear Shane perfectly.
You there, Funk? Oh, Cycle Funk. We'll get him back around. See, man, I'm telling you, dude, this app has been so weird. I'd be scared to host anybody. I've had problems with a co-host spot this week. It's been really weird in particular. It's like it's got a poltergeist or something. Next up, I'm going to keep cycling through because I see some people in here. I'd like to talk to Crypto Hero if I could a little bit. And I'd like to start with a congratulations. Hello. Welcome to the new Roundtable of Dogs member, Crypto Hero, everybody. Round of emoji applauses. Hooray. Welcome.
Hey, thank you. It's kind of funny because I just barely missed the first round of submissions, and I've been waiting for a while, and I was like, hey, I wonder if my application just got lost, because you submit and then you kind of just wait for the next round. But I started getting a little bit of communication about it a couple weeks ago, and I'm honored, guys. I'm just honored to be here, honored to be a part of this group. And, there's some very, very special people on the roundtable, on this team. And I'm honored. Really, that is the best description of how I feel right now about this, because that's what it is. It's an honor to be accepted among the roundtable and to be, a bigger part of this amazing project, because I think, especially right now, we're setting up to have some of the most exciting times ahead. So, I'm joining in my mind at the perfect time to be a part of this.
My mind goes to what it must have been like. And I'm just teasing you as CryptoPulse, guys. Remember, I'm just KNINE. I'm not giving him crap as KNINE, but it's like Ant-Man joining the Avengers, and you're just looking around like, shit, I guess I'm an Avenger now. Is this what it feels like? Oh my God. How did I get in this room with these people? No, man, you're where you're supposed to be, right? In the sense that if you are where you are, then everyone else decided to put you there because they put their faith in you and trust in you. And I won't throw all the flowers at your feet, but what I will do is allow Buzz to do that for me, so I don't have to do the whole thing. Buzz, what do you think about this guy making the roundtable?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, I know that, so how it works is like all of the applications are blindly screened, and they go through this scoring criteria, and then names pop up like, oh, all these people scored very highly, and then the people on the roundtable voted for the people who scored very high on their application, and Hero specifically, just because he's up here, not to single him out, because everyone who is accepted and is on the roundtable is so great, but yeah, Hero's been, of course, a part of the Shibarium DAO, been somebody who's been a friend of KNINE for a long time and helping out in sort of an advisory capacity as is, somebody who's been around for the beginning. And I have fond memories of, I believe it was March 6th, the day before KNINE launched, and we had been very low on sleep, myself and Turtle and the rest of the people who were kind of working on this full time, and Shima. And I remember waking up on March 7th and kind of just fell asleep for the night, and wasn't really watching the Telegram chat all that much. And we got attacked by bots the day before the launch, and a lot of scammers, and just realized in the morning that Hero, just out of the goodness of his heart, pretty much stayed up all night keeping the KNINE Telegram chat safe and making sure that people didn't get scammed, and always just holds a lot of weight in my mind to see people like that and others in the community who put so much time and effort into keeping our community safe. And I think to this day, so few people within KNINE have gotten scammed or phishing attacks and things like that, and it's just a testament to how many great people we have in our community. And that's just one example of so many of people just really stepping up and doing what's best for the community, and just having very kind hearts and being great community members, and very proud to have Hero on board as part of the roundtable.
Well, thank you. And again, it's an honor, and it has been just amazing getting to know everyone here. And yes, I remember that night as well, because I was like, is anybody here? And I'm, there's just crazy stuff coming in. And I'm like, guys, I got to go to bed. I got to work in the morning. But, it was kind of a crazy night. And, I know that, at the very beginning, I did a lot of mod work, and since I've been kind of pulled to various different areas, but I think that the roundtable is where I can see myself fitting in and helping out as much as I possibly can, and contributing and doing my small part. And that's what I'm here to do. And again, it's an honor, and to be accepted with Queen and No One at the same time as well, both who are amazing people who I've gotten to know over the past months, and it's going to be great. I'm excited for this journey, guys.
Hero,
it's a pretty exciting time to be on the roundtable, and even be part of the KNINE community as a token holder too, right? Because we're just a few weeks away from launching the product on testnet. And then not too far away from launching the fully fledged product. And I think that's when things get really, really interesting from a DAO perspective, because all of the fees, all of the revenue sharing that's coming from the validator, all of these metrics are toggleable, and it's really our responsibility as a community to decide like where should we be allocating the bone that's coming in from the validator. And I'll give a very tangible example, but with Lido in regards to liquid staking. So like when you stake ETH in Lido, you get stETH in return, and your balance of staked ETH goes up over time, and that's kind of the revenue or yield generation model that they've employed. And the way that we've built KNINE is that we can structure it where, hey, like a percentage is going to go to people who are delegating bone, a percentage is going to people who are staking KNINE, and here's the areas where the DAO is going to earn fees on the actions that they do within the platform. And as a management team, like we'll put out initial metrics of like, hey, here's the recommendation in terms of what we think these percentages should be. But as DAO members, we'll be able to see all of this data and be able to vote on any changes in that and how we want to maybe incentivize more people to delegate bone to the validator and evaluate what the product's doing. But I think it gets very, very exciting as we're launching the test nets and of course the product in terms of how much impact people on the roundtable can be for the future of what DeFi is going to be in Shib and Shibarium.
Buzz and Hero, either one, if you'd like to, since she's not up here, can you do me a favor and throw some flowers at Crypto Queen and make sure she's blushing down there too, because she got up into it. Hero you mentioned Hero first, that you've known her for a little while. What does it mean for you to have her come along with you in the second graduating class of the Roundtable of Dogs?
Well, yeah, so Queen and I have worked together pretty closely for a while now. So Shib Women partnered through us through the Shibarium University, was one of our first partners actually, and really one of our first ties into Shib community, and everyone who knows Shib community knows Queen, and just all the work in all the different aspects that she does and all the different hats she wears, and so even yesterday my wife got on a space and was telling her how she's kind of been a mentor towards her for her growth in crypto, and I think that having someone like that is reaching out, putting in efforts in so many different areas, and just leading by example is someone who's amazing to have. So to be accepted and to see the names that I saw today next to mine, that just adds to the humbleness of it.
Thank you. I can feel her blushing. Buzz, what are your thoughts on having her come up with no one as well?
Very welcomed, and I think it brings another element too. Like I love celebrating not only just women in crypto, but diversity in crypto in general. Like everyone is welcome, and it's amazing to have such a astute woman be a part of the roundtable as well. Not the first, but definitely love the diversity that we're able to build on this governance panel as well. And Queen has been somebody who is, if you guys are seeing the TikTok, she's absolutely killing it on the KNINE TikTok as well. So just want to celebrate that as well. Just great content coming out of that.
Excellent. And that's we all know how important TikTok is. We all make jokes about it because we may not be over there, but there is a growing audience, and as they struggle to figure out what they're going to allow for crypto and Web3 over there, it's going to be even more important. That's why we've got this expanded reach, and Funk talked about the Facebook page and stuff like that. If anybody that's listening to this, and I'm also saying this because I know it goes in the notes for later, if anybody out there considers themselves a specialist in any particular social media, obviously we're on X right now, so you got a team of X mercenaries up here killing the game. on X, obviously. That's what we do. But if you're the Facebook expert, we need you there. Let's get together. If you TikTok, let's TikTok it up, man. There's like roundtable funds available. Like, I don't know how obvious I have to make this for you. Emojis if you understand what I'm saying. We need you to get into these grooves and slots. I don't care if it's on Truth Social. If you want to go post somewhere about KNINE, let's get together and make it happen. Now Funk's laughing because Funk knows what I'm talking about, dude. I don't care if you're posting corkboard messages at the grocery store with KNINE, those little pull-off tabs. You guys ever do that where you make little tabs you pull off with a phone number on it? I don't give a damn. I want you to let us know that you're doing it. Put a forum post up. In Turtle's name, let's put a forum post up about it because he's not here. America bless the guy for not being here. Buzz, by the way, is going to be surrogate Turtle. I want to give Buzz a minute to talk about forum updates or anything going on when it comes to forum proposals and stuff, since Turtle isn't here and since I just used his name in vain. Can you give us a little bit of forum updates or pretend to be a little turtle for me, Buzz?
I don't know if I can do the turtle updates justice because he is in regards to the DAO, like Turtle's kind of the head of the DAO. He operationally manages all of that, and I know that signups have been going very well in the forum. There's been a lot of activity there. Of course, this month, a lot of the efforts there were bringing new members onto the roundtable. There's been a few large proposals that he's been going back and forth with, not just with individuals who haven't posted yet, but also organizations who want to be working with KNINE. And Turbo, who does a lot of business development for KNINE, has been having a lot of great conversations as people really want to start building with KNINE as we launch the product. So kind of priming those conversations to get more proposals in there. I think this month has been relatively light in terms of like what might be on the voting table for this upcoming meeting. But I think that's mostly due to the nature of everybody kind of waiting to see what the testnet product is going to look like and understanding that as a development team, we're very much focused on achieving our roadmap goals. Many people probably saw the accomplishments that we've been able to make, not just as a development team, but as a DAO in general in Q2. And it's very extensive, and we're very focused on making sure that we're hitting our roadmap timelines. And I think proposals will start to get a lot more interesting once we've launched the product, and there is some bandwidth to be had in terms of development integrations and more interesting proposals that can be made in the forum.
Since you mentioned the hesitation that's based on maybe testing, waiting for the product to come out, can you talk a little bit about what that testing is going to look like? Because people might be able to participate in assisting in that. What can you do to set some expectations about what that looks like?
Yeah, of course. So we're a couple of weeks away, just working with the auditors and of course our team of development team of getting up the front end for the community to test everything on PuppyNet. And I was talking to, I believe it was Seizan, who wanted to kind of make some videos on the testnet as well, and had a great conversation with him to kind of prime what a testing environment is going to look like for KNINE. It's actually more difficult as a product owner to launch a test product or a beta product than it is a live product. And I'll tell you why. It's because you need to think about time periods, for example, of if we're going to have a 1 month window to test everything that's going to happen in the product, you need to kind of condense those timelines down. So actions that might take a year, you might want to make that a week. And you need to kind of think through, how are people going to give feedback? How are people going to connect to PuppyNet on Shibarium? How are people going to get KNINE tokens that are on testnet versus mainnet? How are people going to get testbone to be using PuppyNet? So there's a lot of pieces that go into that, and what it's going to look like as a user is in beta testing in general, there's work involved, right? There's things that you might encounter where things might not work as you're expected. Some of that might be on the issue of it being on a test environment and validation being a little bit slow, but there's going to be kinks, right? And that's just beta testing in general. And that's why this participation will be heavily linked to the retroactive airdrop, because the people who are putting in the time in the community and really being thoughtful about understanding how the product works, using it, giving actionable feedback to the team, that's how we're going to be rewarding that, right? And there's going to be kinks, frustrations, and having to work together as a community to educate people on how to use a testnet and how to get test bone and test canine and what the different aspects mean and why am I getting this percentage and what kind of goes behind that, because all of the economics are different on a testnet. So there's going to be a lot of education for the community, but that'll certainly be rewarded for the wallets that are using the product on testnet, because that's going to be weighted very strongly in the retroactive airdrop that everybody knows about, probably knows about in terms of the rumors of us doing the retroactive airdrop for KNINE in the future.
I like that you remembered that not everybody knows about it. You don't want to assume, but it is, when you throw it out there, tempting. And that you would link it to the testing, I think, is important for everyone to hear that the activity in the beta testing, that means, I would say that the way he phrased that means it's very important that we get good testers and that those testers are breaking the product appropriately, because that's what testing is for. That's the purpose of doing this type of thing, is getting together and having them bust it up so that if they can find any problems, they can diagnose it with you guys. So the frustration that you experience is for the betterment of all of us. I would actually look around the room, and I don't want to assume anything about everyone, but I know a few people in here that are into gaming enough to have played betas in gaming scenarios. And you know what you get for that is maybe you get it for a lower price to get it early as a beta, but you have to go through all the bugs and the crashes. I've got a few games that I definitely remember being frustrated with stuff like that, where you're just having a great game and then, it crashes out to the lobby or whatever. So that's the whole reason that we do that. And the idea that the retroactive airdrop would be tied to that is clutch. So thank you for spelling it out like that. Let's see. I had one more note here before Buzz's Corner, I thought. Nope. ApeBond. You want to touch on what's going on with ApeBond too, because I know that's an ongoing thing, right?
Yeah, so the ApeBond proposal was one that was voted on by the community, and what was voted on is that we'd partner with ApeBond for them to issue KNINE tokens at a slight discount on their bonding curve, which looks at different metrics in terms of how they're pricing the token, and people purchase those bonds in ETH, and then the DAO receives LP tokens. So it's a way to build more liquidity on the KNINE pair on ETH, and that's the genesis, or the purpose of the partnership there with ApeBond. And I think it was yesterday where those bonds went live. I think early community members who have visited their website have seen very quickly that the pricing of the bonds can vary day to day, if not hour by hour. And I know yesterday, just probably due to volatility, website visits, things like that, the KNINE tokens on their site were actually priced higher than they were on Uniswap. But that pricing adjusts. It's a very complicated formula behind that bonding curve. I'm not an expert in exactly how that formula works, but the ApeBond team is very, very responsive. And I'm sure that we can either get them in our community to help explain the pricing behind that, or get some questions answered for our community there. But very bullish proposal that the community put forth. And I think just a real testament to the DAO working very well to be able to together create a partnership with an organization through a DAO voting process is one to be celebrated. And I think is moving forward, I think is going to be a very fruitful relationship. So the way that the proposal was voted in, it's that we have discretionary access to give ApeBond up to $200,000 in KNINE tokens. They've been given about 40K thus far for the first tranche to kind of see how it goes and just dip our toes in. And that was at the recommendation of the roundtable. And they've already expressed interest in not only doing more with KNINE, but also supporting Shibarium. So I guess the first chain that they went live on was Polygon. And Shibarium is a very close fork to Polygon, and they've expressed a lot of interest, much like Week's exchange, in actually supporting Shibarium and getting their product live there, which I think is very exciting.
And it's great being the first mover. It's something that you can take advantage of, is that when you make these partnerships, you kind of break a path in the ice for the rest of these projects to flow behind you like that. KNINE, and I'm going to say the controversial thing, because remember, I'm Pulse Digital. That's the benefit of being on the ETH side right now. For anybody that's ever wondered why the KNINE token started off on ETH, that's just something that the benefit is, it's easier to get this partnership started. And it's great that you guys are working on doing it in that way. And it's also kind of a testament to the back and forth that occurred on the forum, because there was a debate about the amount that was going to go into the proposal at first. And it was actually not only is it great that we managed to get a partnership through a DAO vote, but that we actually had a kind of, I don't want to say contentious, but definitely a discussion. It wasn't just like immediately voted through, because people debated the numbers, they debated the value. And it would be great to remember, or to remind ApeBond that we do want them to come back to another Spaces. It doesn't have to be next week per se, but we do want them to come back. So people who do have questions can pull up and ask questions, and they can ask questions in, a transparent X Spaces manner, and not maybe just have to send it by message. I would very much like to have that. So let's put a pin in that maybe, and we'll catch up with them. Buzz is going to grab a drink of water, because I want to actually talk with Adam, because I know he's up here and I haven't said anything or hi to him, and Buzz is going to do Buzz's Corner in a minute. So rehydrate for a second, Buzz. Adam, what's up, man? How's your week been?
Hey, it's going really well. Hope everyone's having a good start to their 4th, if you're celebrating here in the States, or just a nice Thursday, but doing well.
Thank you for pulling up, man. It is a holiday. I'm surprised we had a full room today. I thought for sure we might have a short room or a short show today, but we're gonna fill this sucker up full of quality K9 content again, man.
Yeah, K9 doesn't seem to sleep, even for those that are, here in the States. I know Funk and I were in a new space today as part of the initiative that I'm trying to push, getting us into some of these smaller spaces with projects that are hosting. And we had a pretty good turnout, about 511 total listens so far from EZO. So that was really great. We had great presence there. So shout out to Funk and, getting the word out there. But I'm impressed. Even on holidays, K9 Finance does not sleep. So great to see.
Yeah, it's that American work ethic where it's borderline problematic, but I'm definitely still here. Listen, I didn't miss the gym either, man. K9 doesn't miss. I don't miss. It's just that kind of day. You guys don't. I don't know how well you guys know Buzz and me, but it's just like there's that insane type of drive. I know Buzz had a day. Buzz had a day too today, man. It's been a long 4th of July for some of us already. So I appreciate everybody that pulled up. Seriously, look around the room. We didn't miss anybody. The whole room was full of people, and anybody could have been anywhere else. But on the 4th of July, y'all pulled up hot dogs and cold beers in hand. It's been really good. With that in mind, Buzz has actually got a topic that I already know about. I'm so excited. I love it when I know what the corner is going to be about ahead of time, because this is a good one. Buzz, are you fired up and ready?
Yeah. In just many people may have saw my quote tweet, but also just the immense amount of conversation that's gone on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it regarding the Polkadot marketing budget. So for those who don't know, Polkadot is a DAO as well, and a lot of these budget approvals and sort of reporting on what these budgets are being spent on goes through their DAO. And it was released on X the other day that they've Shane, you might have the exact numbers in front of you, but they've spent millions and millions of dollars in 2024 on influencer marketing, and people made salient points that despite all of this marketing spend, they really haven't moved the needle in terms of their token price, or even the amount of chatter and activity and interest on Polkadot. I know they have seen a little bit of an uptick in developer activity over there, but for the amount of money being spent on marketing, people have made the point that you can't really notice it. And the amount they've been spending on some of these OG influencers has been outrageous. And I think it goes back to what Funk was saying earlier, and he made a great point about how community is really the most powerful form of marketing. And Funk has really been spearheading that, amongst others as well, of building such a dedicated community in K9. And I think it goes to show that when you're doing Web3 marketing and trying to grow not only a product, a community, but a token as well, it needs to be done from a very strategic standpoint. And when the market is going down, or you're maybe not hitting the right narrative, or maybe you're not hitting your right target audience, that spending money for the sake of spending money is a losing game in Web3, and just very glad to have such a strong, many strong marketing minds involved in the DAO who can look at things strategically and make sure that we're not only adhering to our budget, but our marketing budget is on a drawdown. That's the way that it was structured for the voting for the DAO. So if the full 30K marketing budget is not used in 1 month, it carries over and it doesn't have to be used, and it just means that the DAO has more money to keep positions in different coins, or to buy more bone like we've been doing a lot lately, or to allocate it to other areas that are going to be more sustainable for the long term. And that really just made us look at, hey, here's a major chain, a major project who is just throwing money at marketing and really treating a budget as if it has to be spent or it's going to go away. And just very happy in how strategic we've been at KNINE, and just encourage the community when a lot of people are coming in and saying, when marketing, when exchange listing and stuff like that, that all of these things cannot be looked at in a vacuum. It needs to be looked at with the macro environment of the market. It needs to be looked at to see what our partners are doing, like Shib and Bone. And I still strongly believe that the success of KNINE as a product and as a DAO is very intertwined with the success of Shib and Bone. We're very supportive of Shib and of course Bone, and just want to emphasize that when the market's going down and when things are looking a little bit dreary, it's not that we're not working. We're working a ton in the background, but a lot of this budget can be used in a more strategic direction at the right time. And that's really what we've been talking a lot about this week, to make sure that we as a DAO are treating the money in that DAO wallet as if it's our own, and spending it in a way that is going to make sure that KNINE is around for a long time and is a powerhouse for a long time once we launch the product, and strategically use it for activities for user acquisition and things that are going to make this a sustainable DAO for the long term, and not things that are just going to be a flash in the pan and a one-time excitement. Because I think you see a lot of projects, and I was on a space yesterday with a coin called Mamba, where they seemingly can't tell where a lot of the not only marketing money but market making money has gone over time. And I just, as a pat on the back to many individuals who are involved in KNINE for treating budgets smartly and making sure they're used strategically so that KNINE is a large player for the long term.
I'm so glad you raised your hand, Funk, because I know this is such a juicy story, because it's money management, it's KOL management, it's knowing who's valuable in the space at the time. It's like the intersection of so many things for you. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to say, I don't know too much about who they paid and how much. I know that it was in the millions of dollars, and I know that I saw some of the names on there. And the only thing I would recommend to them is probably the worst marketing you could possibly do for your industry is tell everyone that you paid $2 million in marketing and it did nothing. I can't think of worse PR for Polkadot than that, because it's like, I get that they're trying to blame the KOLs and pull the curtains off of them and reveal that they're not everything that they did. But now you've just admitted that your industry wasted millions of dollars and, soaked up its entire marketing budget. So I think that's really bad marketing, and now who's going to want to buy Polkadot,
Yeah, the kids would say, this ain't it, Chief. This is self-own is what that is, bro. It's not good. It makes them look bad. And it's funny because without going too much into it, they're trying. Polkadot is legitimately trying, right? They're a DAO. So without hate in my heart, it sucks that money disappeared for them and that it didn't work out, because I will say, if I had to play at devil's advocate, because everybody's kind of like making fun of them, it's hard as hell out here to identify who's actually got traction on X lately, because X is just a quagmire of weird algorithmic landmines and reasons for your posts to get down regulated. It's like, do you guys know how much a single link off platform buries your post? Like, never make a post that you want to get circulation and include a link that goes off platform. Pro tip, because that's how easy it is. So it's a nightmare to find ways to to get traction on X. And it goes to show you how much money they were willing to throw at anybody that could get them traction. That's actually what I see there. I see people like Funk and 2% and Seizan and Hero and Adam and all these hitters out here that deserve a damn Web3 salary for the things that they do. And instead you see money going to the old guard from 2021. And it frustrates me, dude. I'll do my own soapbox in another spaces because this has been another edition of Buzz's Corner. Ta-da! With side edition from Funk, which Funk, we need to get more of that in there because you were so spot on with that. So like the addition of Funk's Corner inside of Buzz's Corner. I'm going to wrap it up because we're at the hour, you guys, because I could keep going a lot on the Polkadot thing, but I don't want to keep you guys here on a holiday any more than we have. Does anybody have anything before I go around the room? Hands up, hands down, final thoughts. I'll check in. A Bone account doesn't speak, so thank you for coming in. Sharby account was hanging out the whole time. Crypto Queen was in the listeners. I saw that. Hero left, which we appreciate him joining the round table. It was cool to welcome him. 2% started the show. Do you got any thoughts before we go, buddy?
No, I just encourage everyone to enjoy their 4th of July, and thanks for coming out.
Yeah, bro. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Appreciate the work you do for me and Team Pulse and everybody in the Shibarium network, because he does talk about it when he goes places, you guys. Remember, Matt does in-person live events for Consensus. If you guys haven't clicked on his profile by now, there's a reason we keep putting him in the speaker spot. Big dog. Appreciate you. Funk, final thoughts for 4th of July, man. You said you're going to start tomorrow with all five fingers on both hands?
Yeah, man, I live in a place where fireworks are very much illegal. So I live in one of those states, so I'll say that. But I know people still do use them here. Like, I'm not saying that they don't do it, but I'm going to obey the law this time around and make sure that I operate within the confines of what my state mandates. So, yep, no fireworks for me today.
Cool, man. Thank you for slicing out time to come hang out with us today, because I know it's a holiday and everybody wants a piece of the holiday time. So thank you for coming by. Seizan, I'm not sure if I'm getting it right now because Buzz has got me second guessing myself. Am I saying it right? You would correct me, right? You know you can correct me.
No, I can't correct you because I never decide myself how I'm going to spell it. So I think I ended up with Seizan, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. But I can say that as my last word in space, that I am planning to do a live show at the when you can say when the Bone Crusher is launching. Then I will do a live show where I will be available as long as needed to try to help people with a live chat going on YouTube to help people through everything they ask about.
That's
so maybe we don't know yet when it's launching, but when it's launching, then I will
That's awesome. So that makes sure, so you guys heard that right. He's going to be doing a live show, live tutorial for Bone Crusher when it launches. That's a really cool idea. We're going to catch more about that. I'm going to pin you down for next spaces because you're making me close the spaces with that alpha. Now I have to wait 7 days, as is the way. I appreciate you coming through and working on the YouTube, my guy. Adam, before we go, final thoughts for the 4th? Might not be there. Adam, mic check one more time. Sad face. That's all right. Sometimes people walk away from the microphone. I don't take it personal. Guy's picture right now, he's chugging beers, standing in a kiddie pool full of screaming children right now as the grill is on fire in the background. He's not paying attention to it either, so don't feel bad. He's living the American dream, you guys. Adam, thank you for coming by. I hope you listen back to the recording, buddy. Oh, there he is.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, my mic was being kind of weird there, but no, I appreciate everyone here. Thank you.
No, bro, I was roasting you over the open barbecue on that one. Thank you for coming by and hanging out.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, Buzz, final thoughts before we close it down. 4th of July, Independence Day, man. What does freedom mean to you before we go?
What does freedom mean? I think freedom means, to me, at least, it's freedom of money, and why a lot of us probably got into Bitcoin and crypto in general is really sovereign ownership over our assets, and very excited to launch Bone Crusher and give people the freedom and sovereignty over their DeFi yield in this space. So what does freedom mean to me? Freedom means KNINE and bringing products like that where people can own their money and own their destiny in DeFi.
You heard it here, guys. Best community spaces on X every week, 7 days apart, but never far from your heart, which is a thing I just made up right now. But I like it. This one was number 24. We're going to do it again. It'll be 25. We're getting damn near into the triples here. It's 25 in a row, by the way. I can't remember one that we missed, and this counts the ones where we did 2 in a week. You guys, we got a great streak going. Made it on a holiday. Let's do it again. Appreciate all the speakers, like I said, that came out. Check back on the recording, you guys. We circulate this everywhere, and if you're ready, I'll see you next time. Remember, I'm Pulse Digital hosting live from the KNINE Finance account as we host another weekly DAO update spaces on Independence Day. Made it through the whole thing without doing karaoke and singing "I'm proud to be an American." I was going to do the whole thing, but I spared you guys. We'll get together and do it. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you next time. Goodbye.